get this drugstore makeup look, please stay tuned. I am starting with the Fresh Wash Face, and I went in with the Biore Charcoal Face Wash. So now I'm going to be going in with the moisturizer, and the moisturizer that I'll be using is by the Allifia Everyday Coconut Face Lotion. I love this moisturizer because it moisturizes the skin. It's great for all skin types and very purse friendly, and it gets the job done. I'm very critical of skincare and how I care for the overall condition and health of my skin. So you want to make sure that you have the proper skincare routine before you start applying those makeup products. And I'm very intentional when I work my moisturizer in. I kind of like give myself a little mini spa treatment while I apply my makeup. I like to take my time. I don't like to rush. So I allot myself the amount of time to do my makeup. Now that my lotion is on my face, I'm going to let this set for 2 minutes. Now that my lotion has set in my face, I'm going in with the primer, and the primer that I'm using is by the Wet n Wild Essence Primer Liquid. It's a 5-in-1 base primer. I've had this primer for about a year or so, and it is a liquid, so it does dispense as a liquid. It's not my favorite primer like my Matte Setter Primer by the L'Oreal, but it does get the job done. I pretty much apply the primer mainly on the areas where I know I want to get the most shine and oil. It does go on like a serum. It's very cooling when it goes on, and I'm just going to let this set till it completely oxidizes. Now that my primer is completely oxidized, I'm going to be going in with my foundation, and I'm going to be using 2 different shades like I always do. And the first shade I'm going to be using is by the NYX. This is the Total Pro foundation. It does have like a little dropper dispenser, but it doesn't work, so I'm just going to be taking the dropper dispenser and just applying it on my face. And this foundation does cover really well. I like how silky and smooth it is. And this product was on clearance at Walmart. Got this about 6 months ago at Walmart. This is another foundation that I have in my arsenal that I love. And look how it's covering my imperfections. It's giving me that highlight and glow that I do like to have when applying my makeup. All right, so now I'm going to be going in with the darker shade. And the darker shade that I'm going to be using is by the Covergirl, and this is in the Outlast in the shade Cappuccino. It is a full coverage foundation. I really do love the Covergirl full spectrum products. They provide the coverage and the long wear throughout the day. So I'm going to use this one with the spatula, and I'm going to dispense some on the spatula and apply it on the areas that I don't have any foundation. Now I'm going to work this in. And I do like my foundations to give the coverage look, but not the masky feel. Now I will be going in with concealers, and again I'm going to be using 2 shades. The lighter shade right here I'll be putting on the areas of highlight, and the darker shade I'll be doing as the contour. And I definitely get my eyelids with the lighter shade because I like to get that base or that eyeshadow to go on. All right, now I'm going to be contouring with the darker shade. And again, I'm going to be working this in. And you see how My cheekbone is contoured with me just putting that darker shade of concealer up under it. It's going to help create that base when I do my blush. And now I'm going to be going in with setting powders. And the first setting powder that I will be using is by the Wet n Wild. It's a translucent setting powder. I did use most of the product out of there, but it's a little bit left, so I'm going to try to get the rest of it out of it. And I'm going to be going in over my eyes, my nose, and my chin as a highlight. I'm going to apply plenty of powder in these areas to kind of like set it and bake it, because those are the areas where I get the most oil. On my eyelids, I want to make sure that I apply enough to prevent the creasing. All right, so now I'm going to let that set, and I'm going to take a darker shade, and this is going to be in my staple go-to full spectrum pressed powder by the Covergirl. This is a matte setting powder, and I'm going to be going in on all the other areas as a contour where I did not apply the Wet n Wild translucent powder. And I'm applying plenty of powder to get that baking setting effect, because I want this to bake in and set really well. Again, I recommend that you allot the amount of time to do your makeup, because for me, this is like a pampering session. I use this as a time to reflect how I want my day to go. I talk to the Lord. This is a time where I'm in my quiet time, my space, and I just reflect on goals, reflect on things that I want to do, and it just gives me a peace and a calm as I go prepare for my day. All right, so I'm going to let that set, and while that is setting, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. I like the shape of my eyebrows, the natural arch that it already has, so I'm just going to accentuate on the natural arch that is already there. And I'm going to be using this e.l.f. and comb tool, and I'm just going to begin to stroke my brows up in the direction that they naturally fall. And I'm going to be filling in the missing pieces, I like to say, of my eyebrows. And I'm going to be filling it in with this True Contour Black Radiance palette. It has 3 different shades in there. A very, very deep shade, a medium shade, and a highlight. I love this palette. It is my staple go-to palette. I use it for highlighting, contouring, setting, you name it. I also use the highlighter part that's in there. If I just want to go for a no makeup look, I use this shade right here as just a basic eyeshadow to bring out the natural tones in my face. So I'm going to be taking the darkest shade on the palette and filling in those empty spots that are on my eyebrows. Again, I don't do a whole lot to them. And I'm going to take my magnifying mirror right here so I can be able to get a closer look. Right, so my eyebrows are pretty much done. Again, I don't do a whole lot to them. And now that I allowed some of this shadow to bake in some, I'm going to leave it on there because I want to get that part where I'm able to apply my eyeshadow and the colors pop, because I am a deeper skin tone glam, and I want to make sure that my colors pop, because sometimes the colors the pigmentations don't show up in their true color because of my eyelids being so deep. And this palette I'm going in is by the Essence Welcome to Capetown palette. I got this from CVS. Love these colors. And I'm going to be, being that you all see my headband, so I'm going in with the blue. I'm definitely going to be using this blue tone right here. And I'm going to be using this gold tone over here. And then my highlight, I'm going to be using this one right here. So I'm going to start out with highlighting my brow bone. All right, so I put that shade on my brow bone, and on my lid, I'm going to be using this shade right here, the gold tone shade on my lid. Look at these colors, you all. They're super pigmented. I do have some fallout. That is one of the reasons why I left the powder on my face. So when I do the final sweep, whatever fallout I get will just go off with that, because I don't like to do my eyes first and then apply my foundation. I like to do the opposite of that. So I'm just wiping this brush off on my cloth, because I'm going to be using that same brush to go in my crease. These brushes right here from the Rimmel London palettes. Look how fine and precise the brush tip is. I like to get in those areas, because sometimes those bigger, thicker brushes over accentuate and make things bolder that I don't want. Now the shade that I'm going in my crease with, I'm going to use this blue tone shade right here, this light blue tone shade, and then I'm going to do my outer crease, my brow bone, with this dark blue shade. And now I'm taking that dark blue shade and putting on the brow bone. And now I'm just going to clean all of this up. Next, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild eyeliner. It's the Simple Jet Black. This is my staple everyday go-to eyeliner. And now I'm going in with mascaras, and I am learning how to use this wand on the Almay mascara. If you've seen my previous tutorials, I love the wand in the Covergirl, but I'm slowly learning how to use the wand in the Almay. So I'm going to attempt to try to use it today on my eyelashes. I do love the mascara. It does out my eyelashes. I do not wear fake eyelashes. I just use the natural ones that the good Lord gave me. And the wand is kind of bulky, but again, I have been practicing in my off-camera time to try to work with it. It has actually done pretty well. And look how my eyelashes are accentuated. No false lashes. These are all mine. And now I'm just going to clean everything up so everything can come all together. And I'm loving these colors in this Capetown palette by the Essence Makeup. These are super pigmented, and I also aid that in me also setting my eyelids with, but I love, love, love these colors. All right, so now my eyes are pretty much finished. I'm going to be going now with my lips. And I always use 4 different things on my lips: 2 liners, a gloss, and a lipstick. For the most part, I always use 4 different items on my lips. And I'm going to have my staple go-to lip pencils. This one is in the shade brown. It's actually an eyeliner from Sally's Beauty Supply. And I have the LA Colors Correction lip liner in the shade red. And now I'm going to be going over the brown shade with the red shade. Now the first shade of my lipstick, I'm going to be going in with this Vinyl lip gloss by Maybelline. I got this from Walgreens for like $1. And on the product, it does say shake up, so I'm shaking the product up. And I'm going to be going over that with this Mary Kay Gold Tone Bronzy Tone lip gloss. This was gifted to me by my dear friend that is a Mary Kay consultant. This was in my bag when I ordered my brushes from her. Pretty much all the brushes that I have been using today are by the Mary Kay. I love their makeup brushes. It is a perfect investment. So if you are looking for some good makeup brushes, check out Mary Kay. Now I'm just going to fill everything in. Now I'm going to do my cheeks, and I'm going to be using 2 separate cheek shades, and one is by Black Radiance. This is the shade Warm Berry, and this is their Baked Artisan Blush. This is my one of my staple go-to blushes. It's super pigmented, and I'm going to be highlighting with the Wet n Wild Color Icon Peachy Tone highlighter shade. And remember when I contoured G.L.A.M's, you already see how that contour from the Maybelline contour concealers have already set the base for my blush. So I'm going to smile. And just get it right on those cheekbones. And now I'm going to take that peachy tone shade by Wet n Wild. Now they don't make this shade anymore, but I do like the color. It is a blush shade, but I use it as a highlighter, and I'm just going to go right over it. So now my makeup look is pretty much complete. I'm just going to go with some powders and brush off the excess powder, but also put another coat of powder around my lips. Being that I am glossy today, I don't want my lips to run because I'm also oily skin glam. So I will be applying some additional setting powder around my lip area. And my final touch of setting powder that I'm going to be applying is by the Covergirl Outlast. I kind of like switch them up between the Wet n Wild. I sometimes use this one first and this one last, but I use this one first and that one last. There's really no right or wrong way. I just do recommend that you do use a lighter shade for the highlighting. And this is almost gone, but I do have like 4 or 5 more palettes because I swiped the shelf with what was on sale. You know how I do. Wait till everything is clearanced out, and then I get whatever is left on the shelf when they're giving the product away. So I am going heavy in on around my lip area because I do not want it to run. Excess powder on my nose and T-zone area, up under my eyes, and this is the perfect time for me to get that fallout that I had when I was applying my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take my Black Radiance contour palette right here that I used on my eyebrows, and I'm going to take these 2 darker shades right here and just finish contouring my face. And my final step with this makeup tutorial is using a setting spray. You definitely want to set all of what you've done in, and this setting spray is by the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Setting Spray. I love, love, love this setting spray. It does the job. Right now, it is the morning time, and my first touch-up won't have to be until about another 5 hours later. So I'm going to spray this on my face, and I do spray a generous amount. And I let the spray pretty much oxidize. So I'm just going to let it oxidize, and I'm going to come back on real quick to show you all the oxidation process being finished. All right, guys, so my makeup has oxidized with that setting spray, and I'm pretty much ready to start my day. This look that I created using all drugstore products. Thank you all for watching. You all be blessed and be glamorous.